baby, I'm in charge.
All right. Welcome to the first episode of Cap or Facts. I'm your host, Capital with Kevin, boxing community's most energetic voice. And today, for the very first episode, we have a special guest, the Holy Fire, that's his alias, aka two-time former lightweight world champion Noel Echevarria. Let's give it up for him. Yeah, man. I appreciate you stopping by, brother. I appreciate you stopping by. So, for those that don't know, former two-time world champion for the UBO sanctioning body at the lightweight. And so, Noah, I appreciate you jumping on today. Definitely want to touch. You got a crazy story, my guy. Like, you have a really, really crazy story. And you're still living your story, actually. And so we definitely want to touch a little bit about that. So go ahead and introduce yourself to the world, and then let's really start from where where you come from, some of your roots.
Yeah. What's up, everybody, man? I hope everybody has had a blessed day and a blessed week. Yeah, happy Friday, right? Yeah, Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday.
My name is Noel Ivan Echevarria, Senior. Let's see, AKA the Holy Fire. Some people know me as my former boxing name is AKA Shut Up. That was my first boxing name before I changed it to the Holy Fire.
For sure. Awesome, man. Awesome.
33 years old, from Puerto Rico, Guayama, Puerto Rico.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, so that's actually something that me and Noel share, is that he's actually from the same city that I'm from in Puerto Rico, which is Guayama, right? La Ciudad de los Brujos. We're not going to talk about that, though.
I was on the better side of Guayama.
Yeah. Definitely. So tell me how you got started in boxing, right? And then just kind of take me through that story. I'll stop you in different spots, but tell me a little bit about how did you get in boxing? Why'd you get in boxing, right? You were born in Puerto Rico, right?
Sí.
Got you. So you're born in Puerto Rico, and then how did you get into boxing from there? Because you fight out of NC, right? You fight out of North Carolina. So how did you get into boxing from there?
All right. Well, I'm trying to sum it all up as fast as possible, which is going to be easy. Kind of, not really. I was born in Puerto Rico. We moved when I was like about to turn 6 years old. My dad moved to York, Pennsylvania. And there I was raised, through it was rough. It was a rough gang violence starting at 10 years old. Abuse, skipping school, all that stuff. I started that when I was in the 6th grade, excuse me. And then my mom realized when I got into gang violence, and my mom realized that if she didn't take me out of that city, that there was something bad that was going to happen to me. And it sure was. I was headed down that direction as a young boy, running into things and stealing cars and all kind of things. So when I was 12 years old, we moved down to North Carolina, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and started getting in trouble there, which is easier down here. It's way easier down here. There's a bunch of trees and stuff, houses and all that kind of mess. So I was getting into fights, skipping school. Me and my boys start all kind of hell, literally. And not to use that as a perverse word, but it was that. We were chaotic. I was chaotic before I got deep into my belief system, right? Sure. When I was 15 years old, I was about to turn 15 years old, and I kept getting my friend's mother, Teresa, something like that. Can't remember now, but she was like,
"Man, something like that."
Something like that. It doesn't even matter. But she was like, "Man, do something with yourself. You need to go do something with yourself with those skills that you got, and you go to the boxing gym." I was like, "Boxing here?" I was like, "All right, where?" So that's what introduced me to 14th Street Rec Center, and that's how I got into boxing.
Got you. So you're already in the States, right? And then from there, you were able to start boxing because somebody told you got to do something with your life.
Yeah, yeah.
Got you. Okay. And so once that kind of were you pretty good, you have some natural flexibility. Like at what point did you say, I'm going to go professional? I've got a team with me. We're taking this serious. Like at what point did you feel like that was what you were going to do?
Yeah. So when I went to the gym, 15 years old, this dude Jason Rory, the tomato can, but he's a dangerous tomato can. That's what we call them in boxing. Tomato cans, bums, whatever. Same terminology. I'm sure you being a
Yeah,
podcaster, you know what that is,
we definitely
right?
know what
So
that is.
his name Jason Rory. But the second day that I was in there, I was like, yo, I'm 15 years old and cocky, ruthless. It's like, man, let me get in there with him. And he was a pro. Uh, I get in there with Jason and my crazy self. I did pretty good the first round. I did pretty good, but then the second round, I got tired.
Yeah.
Everybody that thinks that they can box, they get into the ring and then they might do good for one round, but then that second round, then that third round, and that fourth, then it goes and keeps going, right? You ain't got the
Yeah.
win,
Yeah.
but you don't have the win for it, you're gonna get screwed. And that's what happened to me. He hit me with a body shot in the second round and dropped me. I was like, yo, I need to know what he know.
Yeah.
And my coach Clifford Hardy at the time, he's like, man, 6 months. You give me 6 months, you'll knock him out. I was like, 6 months? All I got to do is run every single day. And that's why I dropped out of school too. I dropped out of high school
Okay.
and dropped out of
So
high
that was
school.
so that was your first taste then. So you fought him. So you fought him again, right? At some point, you
Six
sparred him
months
again.
later, yeah, knocked him out.
You knocked him out. Okay, so you did what your coach
6
said.
months.
So got you. So you got the conditioning right. You came back and you knocked him out. And at that point, that's when you had made the decision. You weren't going to school at this time, right?
Yeah.
You have a history of of gang. You have a history of you've got a past. You've got an urban past. I mean, most people that come into boxing, they don't come. They don't go to Princeton University, right? They have tough backgrounds. It just breeds tough people, and so that's why you get into boxing. So you get into boxing. What is your career like what is, do you got a good manager, do you got a solid trainer, are you just trying to figure this out? Like what does that look like your first 11 fights? Because I believe you went 11-0, right? Before maybe there were some slips that happened with your career.
I'll let you know. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh, I went pro 2011. I had left my amateur coach because I was a 2010 Junior Olympic champion representing North Carolina, and at 100 and I was 132 pounds. Um, then I wanted to go pro. My coach didn't want me to, so I was like, all right, well, I'll just leave you and go find a new coach. And that's what I did. I left him, found a new coach, went to Old Lexington Road. They had a gym there at the time, and started training there. Everywhere I went, I ran through everybody. From here to New York, all that. I was Amir Khan's sparring partner after my pro debut. So I sat there and trained and was like, all right, I'm going pro. It was 2011, April. And my coach was like, all right, we got a choice between a guy 0-6 and then another guy 2-0 with 2 knockouts against 2 left-handers. I'm southpaw as well. I was like, I'm going to go with him. Everybody doubted me. This same thing that they're doing now, but they doubted me. Everybody doubted me. I was like, look, the thing is that if I'm going to be a world champion, what am I going to do? What am I going to get out of fighting this guy with 0 wins and 6 losses compared to this guy 2 wins,
That's
no
so true.
losses, who's undefeated with 2 knockouts against 2 left-handers?
Yeah.
And I'm a left-hander. So if he's coming in to knock his third left-hander out and I beat him, then that means I got a chance. So that's what we did. They hooked it up. It was at the Benton Convention Center in Winston-Salem. We fought a 4-round fight. He come in there. He was 5'10", Michael Whitaker, and beat the snot out of him. It was a unanimous decision. Unanimous decision.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
That right there was my junior welterweight fight right there against Cody Wilson.
Got
And,
you.
Yes, but anyway, so then everybody wanted me. Everybody, I went out there. Before Amir Khan fought Sab Judah, I was his main sparring partner. For that training camp, I was his main sparring partner. Then after that, I went to New York and trained out there for a couple years with Sab Judah's father in Brooklyn, Noel Judah. Trained with them down there for about a year and a half. Sparred with Lomachenko at Gleason. I forgot who he was getting ready prepared for, but that was in 2011. And then fast forward all the way to I was 11-0. Beat a couple characters that I shouldn't have beaten, and I got cocky. That's what happened. I started doing drugs, went back to the streets, started doing drugs, started selling drugs again, thinking that I had it. The same thing that happened to Adrian Bruner, the exact same thing. But Bruner, he got a better hand than I did, So and I had a manager who didn't do nothing but steal money from me and from my fights. So it took me a long time to get rid of him. Then when I started doing drugs, I quit training. So I was like, I'll beat these guys easy, and because I was beating everybody pretty simple. It was just fun, because the way that I was training, and that's you have to train. If you don't train, like, you're gonna be a world champion, you're gonna lose like you're a nobody. And I can promise you that. And
got you. So okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so I started doing drugs, and then I fought. Who did I fight? Tevin Farmer.
Yeah, talk to me about that.
And I was training in Raleigh, and I was training in Raleigh, but I was smoking weed and I was smoking cigarettes, and wasn't really training real hard. But we went 8 rounds. I did 8 rounds with him. I almost knocked him out in the 3rd round, but broke both of my hands. I got the proof.
So you broke both hands in that fight with Tevin Farmer?
In the 3rd round. Yeah.
In the 3rd round, you broke both hands.
I broke this hand, my right hand on the right side, and I broke my left hand right here on the middle, and left on the right side also.
And you just kept going, because the highlights are on YouTube.
Yeah. So if you watch, if you watch that fight after the 3rd round, that's when you see I'm sitting there trying to block, and I just quit blocking because he was hitting my hands, and that giant hurt. I was like, I'd rather him hit me in the face. And it's
I wanted to ask you on that Tevin Farmer fight. So you were, Amir Khan's former sparring partner. You now are fighting Tevin Farmer. Is that Tevin Farmer fight? Is that a come up fight for you? Is that a come up fight for him? Because it was a club level show, right? So who? Yeah. Why did both of y'all, like, who was it a come up for?
It was for him. It was definitely for him.
Okay, so it was a come up fight for Tevin.
Yeah.
And you took the fight. Did you? And most fighters don't take fights that they don't think they can win. But let me ask you: did you really think that you could beat Tevin, or was it more of like,
no, I know
I need the money?
Tevin. I know I could beat Tevin. Tevin can't beat me. He can't beat me now. I promise you that.
I want to ask you about that too. So you saw what happened with Tevin.
Me being sober now and in shape, the kind of shape that I'm in now, boy, I dropped that, boy.
You saw what happened with Tev 2 times with Cepeda, lost to Murataya, and then now he was on the receiving end of a knockout from Floyd Schofield, right? So right now you feel that you could beat Tevin Farmer in where he's at with his career right now.
Well, I know. I don't feel. I've been in the ring with him, so you can't tell me that I don't know.
Got you. Okay, and I'm just asking. I'm just asking. So you
Yeah,
had you went 11-0, hit rock bottom, and then you came back, right? And you fought a former IBF champion, Rodrigo Guerrero, for the UBO title. So tell me how you got, once you got that situation with your manager out the way, tell me how you got into contention for the UBO. What made the UBO special? We've talked about this before. There's a lot of minor world titles out there, but what was it that made you say, I want to go down the UBO title? I'm really curious to see, like, of all the different, sanctioning bodies, like, why the
yeah,
UBO?
yeah. Well, first I fought for the American Boxing Federation USA Championship. But in 2021, so I got rid of my manager in 2018, and then another manager, Rick Marsh. So I had Tommy Hill, who was stealing from me and was a broke manager. And then I get a rich manager who had a lot of money but starved me. So I had one stealing from me, and then the other one starved me. Then, oh my gosh, then I lost my eye. I lost sight of my eye from a detached retina in 2018 when I fought Heido Vargas. Then after that fight in 2019, I fought for the USBO. I fought for the USBO. Who did I fight? If they dang, Chavian this one, Bill. Manuel Ray Rojas. He's pretty good. He's
Got
pretty
you.
good.
Okay.
But I lost. I lost that fight by a split decision. That was my seventh loss.
Okay.
I lost that fight by a split decision. Why? Because I tripped. I had Bill Clancy as he was our coach, or no coach, our referee. Bill Clancy was the referee. I tripped. My hand hit my glove hit the canvas, and he called an 8 count. That's the only reason I lost that fight, because he
Mhm.
called an 8 count when I tripped and my glove hit the canvas, or else I would have won by unanimous decision. So I lost that fight, and I had to get another surgery after that fight in 2019. So Rick Marsh, who was my manager that bought me out of my contract with Tommy Hill, he just cut me. He was like, you know what, I'm done with you. You ain't worth my time. I'm like, oh, for
Mm.
real? Like, dang. All right. So now I became a free agent, right? So I became a free agent. And then in 2021, so I was trying to figure it all out in 2020, trying to figure everything out, the ins and outs of the business side of boxing, because now I became my own boxer. So I created an LLC for Team Holy Fire LLC. And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this my own way. So my wife at the time, me and my wife, so we put together some money, and it's like, all right, we'll use this money to fund my boxing career until I become a world champion, and I will become a world champion in 2021 next year. That's what I said, because it was 2020. I was like, I'll do it next year. We'll train. I'll figure out all the training camps and all that, and then 2021, boom, we're gone. And that's exactly what happened. I started figuring out the ABF. I got in touch with them. I can't remember his name at the moment. I guess it doesn't matter. But I got in touch with the president of the ABF, and then the UBO. I had them on standby, because they told me. I went with the UBF at first, and then the UBF and uh some the
Is that
BB.
the Universal Boxing Federation? Who is that?
Yeah. You got it.
UBF. I've not seen them. Okay. Are they
Yeah,
still around?
they're,
Because I
they're
have
on.
not seen anything.
Yeah, they're on box rate. They're on box rate.
Okay.
And then so I talked to them, and then I talked to the BBB of C, which is out in Britain. So I was like, yeah, maybe. I mean, I got my passport. I'll go out there. And so I was talking to them, I was negotiating prices with everybody, right? The UBO gave
When you
me
say
the
negotiating prices, what do you mean? Sanctioning fees?
no the prices. So
Uh,
my world title cost $5 grand.
Okay.
It ain't cheap. All right.
Yeah. No. I'm with
Just
you.
the title itself. That ain't including all the others. So the ABF that what anyone expects is only USA belt. But then I had to fight. Or so I had negotiated prices with the UBO. His name is Henrik. Bless that man. Um, and he fought for me and all that stuff with their president, and I got a really good deal. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go with them because they're willing to work with me in my budget. Because as an A side fighter, what people don't know is as an A side fighter, you have to pay for everything. You got to pay for your opponent's purse. You got to bid the purse. You got to pay the slot fee for the promoter. You got to pay the promoter. You got to pay the airplane tickets for your opponent, his coach. You got to pay for their per diem when they get here to wherever wherever you're sanctioning the fight at. You got to pay for their medicals. You got to, there's so many things that you have to do as an A side fighter. And that's what people don't understand about boxing. It's just like everything else. Well, it's not. It's different. It's like business. Boxing is a
Yeah.
business. It's not like football, baseball, basketball, where two teams play and whatever they all split. They all split their
No.
purses. No, in boxing, you have to bid purses. You got to pay for every single little thing that like the one dude that I brought, Rafael Reyes. And I brought him over from, I don't remember where he came from, Colorado or Montana, but he was Mexican. Pero I had to pay for this dude's shoes. I had to pay for this dude like his food, his training camp. Like, dang, like that whole fight came out to be 10 stacks. Like, gosh,
Wow.
and I didn't get paid. I had to pay out, right? So I after I became the 2-time world champion, like I paid for all those fights. It was 5 fights. I went to Mexico, had training camps in Mexico. I had training camps in Vegas. I had training camps in New York. But you know how much money that it was almost $110,000 that whole year that I had spent. I was broke. I was broke after that. I spent all my
Yeah.
money, and then I was supposed to fight a big fight after that for 200 stacks. I won't say the name, but I was supposed to fight a big fight
Why
after
not?
that.
I know you
Because
told me behind the scenes, but why can't you say the
because
name?
for what for what for what I don't box no more, so I ain't talking trash about it. Um,
I got you,
so
man. But
yeah, yeah.
that's a big deal, though, Noel. That's a big deal fight. I mean, that probably would be
Okay, I was
that
supposed to
for
fight Devin
sure
Haney.
would.
I was supposed to fight Devin Haney.
Yeah,
There, you happy?
yeah.
I
I'm
was
super
supposed to
happy.
get that. I was supposed to get that fight. I was supposed to get that fight, and it didn't happen. So, I was like, that would have been Smash
So you
City.
were supposed to
No
fight.
cap.
So you were supposed to fight Devin Haney, right? For obviously for multiple six figures. That fight didn't work out. At what point did you fight Rodrigo Guerrero, who's the former IBF champ? That was for the vacant UBO title, right?
Correct. Yep, that was in August.
Okay.
I was the
And so just to make sure, you had, I know that the UBF doesn't do world titles, right? So it was between the UBO and who else were you looking at for
no the
world titles?
ABF. The ABF don't do world titles. It
But the
was
UBF
between
doesn't, because I'm on their site and they don't have, they only have American champions. They don't have world champions on there.
because they ain't nothing. They got world
Got you.
titles. They got world titles.
They don't even have an option for that, dude. I'm gonna
They
have
don't
to
even have
check.
an option for it because
All they
there
got,
ain't none.
they got all America champion, all European, and Asia Pacific, bro. They don't even have an option. Like usually, if there's a world title on the line, like it'll say vacant. They don't even have an option for that.
Yeah, but the
So
thing
it
is
was,
that the thing is that it's boxing, right? Boxing is also a
yeah,
business. So this is how I think of it. Okay, this is why I went with the UBO, because I was gonna go with the UBF, but the UBO gave me a better deal. So I was like, I'm gonna go with them. Look at that belt. I mean,
Got you.
why? Who wouldn't, right? So I
No, I
was
mean
gonna
definitely.
go. I was gonna go with the UBF, but because I went with the UBO, I was like, all right, well, I'm going to make history here. I'm a force a big fight by by paying for these fights, so or being the A side for these fights, so that way I can get a big fight later on. If I become a 3-time UBO world lightweight champion back to back to back to back, there would be no way that I could be denied a big fight. It's a business. It's a business, right? So even hold on, let me plug my phone up because I'm going off of the I
You're
got a
good. So while you're doing
battery
that,
I got a
so
battery pack, mira. I got a battery pack that charges my
so,
phone. But anyway,
so they gave
so
you a better deal, right? It's all business. It's all money. You got a better deal, and you wanted to fight back to back to back to get a big fight.
no,
I
but
want to move
you're
forward a
missing it.
little.
Hold on, espérate.
No,
So
go
you're
ahead, go ahead.
missing it. Yeah, you're missing it. So this is how I'm thinking about it. All right, I'm gonna make history, right? I'm gonna make history. My name, if you look my name up, I'll always be that former 2-time world champion, right? So I was like, all right, well, if I'm gonna make history, I'm gonna elevate these people while making history. That's how you do it. Even with the UBF, all right, they ain't got no
Gotcha.
world champions. Will become the first, and then after the first, you double it, become 2 times, 3 times, and then unify that with another, like I did with the international. I unified the international UBO and the ABF USA. I unified those titles. Now the UBO and the ABF, they work together and they partner with each other because of what I did. That's how you
Got
change
you.
boxing. That's how you change the world. So that was like, all right, I'm gonna lead this, and this is that, and that's what I was doing until
So that
until I
was
couldn't
your
get.
idea was okay, cool. So that was your idea, right? It was
Yeah, yeah.
unification, obviously legacy and whatnot. So at what point so you won this UBO title, right? At what point did you fight Oscar Valdez? What title was that for? Where was that in your career that you fought Oscar Valdez?
That was when I was getting high and stuff. That was my 12. I was 11-1. I fought Valdez. I was 11-1, and then
Got you.
my crazy self. I take this
Why
fight
why
on
did you
H
fight him though, bro? Like why did
because he's small. He's small.
Okay, guys. Because
Yeah.
you fought two,
He,
brother. You fought him back to back. You fought
no, I only
Kevin, and
fought him
then you fought
once.
Oscar.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
yes,
you
yes,
did
yes,
fight. You
yes,
fought two big
yes.
names back to back, and
Yeah.
they
They
probably
can't
weren't
fight.
big names back in 2014, but they're big names now.
But they can't fight. They can't fight. The only reason I
Well,
lost
that's
is because
arguable.
I was they can't
That's
the only
arguable.
reason I lost, the only reason I
That
lost is because I was drugged up. I got suspended both
yeah,
times.
but you can't say that they're not good fighters. Number one, because they went on to be former world champions. One of them, a multi
They ain't
divisional
good
world
fighters,
champion.
but they don't
Brother, and
fight.
that
It's a
when you
business.
say they're not good fighters, that just means you're not a good fighter because if they're not good and they're
You're right.
multiple world
You're
champions,
right. And
that
you're
means
right.
that you're
I'm
not a
not a
good
good
fighter. So
fighter.
you shouldn't
I'm
say
not.
that.
I'm not. No, you're no. That's wrong. I should say that. You know why? Because I wasn't a good fighter either. Because I didn't take boxing seriously. So that means I wasn't a good fighter either. You feel me? You
I'm
if
with
you
you.
don't take boxing if you don't take boxing seriously, you ain't a good fighter. Who's that? You a bum too. If you don't take boxing seriously, you ain't a good fighter. I wasn't a good fighter. What happened? I had to hit rock bottom so I can become the good fighter that I was and am. Makes
Got you.
sense. That's
Okay.
psychologically correct.
So you bounced back, right? You took I take you took boxing serious again, and you got back into contention and won the world title. But my question is like, why did you not move on from the UBO to another world, like another sanctioning body? Why did you stay within the UBO?
Because I like them. They weren't
Got
about
you. Okay.
they were more about legacy instead of business. So, which is what I'm
Okay.
about, is legacy instead of business. I
Do
mean,
you, Noel? Do
I
you?
do enjoy I do enjoy business, but it's more about legacy. It's about what I can do. You
Yeah.
know,
Okay. Cool. So, like, where do you kind of see? Do you? Let me ask you this. Let me back up. Do people, when you have conversations, at least let's go back, right, to when you were a champion, and maybe not, when you lost a championship, or maybe when you start going inactive, do people sometimes consider you a non-world champion because you have a minor world title, and really only the four sanctioning bodies are the ones to be considered a world championship? And,
no,
and is winning, like, you know is winning a world title from the four, do you consider yourself a world champion?
yeah, I fought 12 rounds.
Okay. To win a title, and I'm with you, I'm on your side.
It's
I feel
not.
like if you win a world title,
It's
whether it's
not.
major or a minor.
It's not the. It's not the. It's not the. See, people are. Let me not say that. People are uneducated. The people are very uneducated, and they go about their own perceptions, and because their own perceptions are very diabolical half the times, they look at they look at their opinions as facts when it's not. Like, if you fight for a
Right.
12 rounds, if you fight 12 rounds, and you can look up on BoxRec and that title is there, you fought for a title. It doesn't matter whether it's worth $1 million title or $10. If that title was notified or notarized by the commission and BoxRec, the boxing Wikipedia of every professional athlete, you fought for a world title. I don't care what people say. Go, why don't
Yeah, I'm with you.
whoever says those things, I tell them the same thing. You go and fight 12 rounds, and you tell me how you feel after that. Until then, keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I just because we had the conversation. I plan on going professional. UBO is one of the titles. It's a beautiful title, by the way. Like, it's actually my screensaver on my computer, but it is
I
probably,
hate that I don't have it with me. It's at my mom's house. Like, I left it there
yeah.
because
It's
I'm in a tent.
It's all good. It's all good. We have it pulled up on the screen. You guys can see the pictures there, right? It's a
Yeah,
beautiful. It kind of looks like the IBO. Honestly, of all the different world titles, for at least for in the minors, it is a beautiful world title, right?
it's the best one in my opinion.
I have seen that the UBO holds a little bit more weight than a lot of the other major sanctioning bodies, right? I'm sorry, minor
It does.
sanctioning
I know
bodies.
for a fact.
Yeah, and I have seen that. So I look at it as, if you win a world title from a sanctioning body, it's legit, right? It might not be the biggest, it might be a lot smaller, it might be maybe even fringe, but a world title is a world title, and you can't take that from somebody. You just can't do that. So when did you decide? Okay, so you had a fight, and then I believe it was the health issue. You had an eye issue, right, Noel? So you had to basically, you
Yeah,
couldn't take the fight. Was
I
that the
close
Devin
this
Haney
eye, I
fight, or
can't
what?
see.
What fight? What fight was
If
that?
I close my right eye, I can't see. I can't see nothing.
Got you. So what fight was that you were that you couldn't take because of the eye? Was that the Devin Haney fight?
Yeah, that.
Okay. So right now in the lightweight division, where
Hey,
would you put yourself? If you had to put yourself somewhere in the lightweight division, where would you put yourself right now?
right now, I
Yeah.
would be
Like, who could you take on right now?
I would be ranked if I was fighting right now. I would be probably ranked number 7 or 8 because I was ranked number 95th in the world after my second
Okay.
my defending when I defended my world title. I was ranked number 95th. So I would probably say it's 2025 now. 2, 3, 4. I'll probably be 24-7. Yeah, I would probably be ranked 7 or 8 in the entire world. That would put
Really?
me.
What?
Yeah, I know for a fact. I know how the rankings work. Uh, I'm
Got you.
pretty good
So,
at math.
what was when you? I guess what was your what? Where were you ranked at your pinnacle? At your
93rd,
highest moment. So
93rd.
you were so you used to be 93. That was the highest you've ever hit on the rankings.
93rd out of
Okay.
2,000
So
some fight.
I'm super curious. How would you put yourself at number 7 or 8 in the world right now when your highest was 93?
I'm gonna tell you why. When you do the math, when I defended my title, I went from rank 263 to 98. That's a big leap.
Okay, that's a big jump.
That's a big
Yeah,
leap.
that is a big jump.
Okay, now defend that again. 40, 50 maybe. Defend it again. 20, maybe 22, 3. Defend it one more time for the 2025. That'll put me in the top 10.
Got you. That's for the world, like even major sanctioning bodies.
Yeah, all sanctioned bodies, correct.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah,
That I would have loved to see you do that just because most of the fighters that we see in the top 10 for those four major sanctioned bodies, they don't have minor world titles, right?
yeah.
But that's interesting. That's interesting that you say that. So you'd be top 7. And what's your take on let me ask you this, bro. How come more up and coming fighters don't fight for these minor world titles? Like I have friends, right, that fight, and they and I was like, why don't you pick up a minor world title? Like, why don't you go into a smaller sanctioning body and clean up and catch a world title and then kind of go from there and build into a major? It kind of just seems like people go for a major and then somewhere along the line they don't make it and then they don't even bother to go into the minor circuit. Like, why is that?
I'm gonna tell you why. It's money. They sell themselves for greed because
Mm,
the major titles, you get the major titles, which is dumb. Because the exact same title. Look, I'm about to debunk this. My title is worth the same thing as a WBC title. It's the same title. That title right there is the
how
same
I'm
career.
Hey,
Listen,
man.
listen. It's
The show is
listen,
called Cap or Facts, right? The show
listen.
is called Cap or Facts.
I know, and
Right.
I'm gonna give you
I'm calling
facts
I'm calling I'm calling Cap. But go ahead. I'm
because you don't
calling
know
Cap.
facts. You
But
don't
go
know
ahead.
facts. Can
Go
I give you
ahead. Go
facts?
ahead.
You
Tell
gonna
us
let
the
me facts?
facts. Yeah, you got it. Go ahead. You got it. No, you go ahead.
I should have printed this paper out. They are made from the same Korean alloy as all the boxing matches. I mean, all the boxing organized, they're all made. The big titles,
Yeah.
all the way down to the UBO, are made. The WBC, the WBO, the WBA, the WBF, the IBO, and the UBO are all created by the same Korean alloy, dipped in gold. My belt, that belt right there, is also dipped in gold. That belt right there is also dipped in gold. Like, it's the exact same title. The only thing that holds different weight is the business. It is better. It is
Correct.
better. What is it? It is better marketed than the UBO or the IBO or was the WBF. Roy
I
Jones
mean, that's
Jr.
true. Yes.
Roy
From
Jones, I know,
held
facts,
the
no
UBO.
cap. Like Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah,
also
but
had
there
a
was cap. There
UBO
was a little
world
bit of
title.
cap in what you said, though.
No,
I mean,
there's
yes,
not.
but there's a little bit of
I'm
cap
a
in what you
businessman. I'm a
there is, and
businessman.
I'm but hold on, because you said yes. When you talk about materials, absolutely yes.
It's the same.
It is
It's
the
the exact
same. They
same
have the same
title. This is
suppliers,
the exact same
but
title. Now the
but
cap
the
is saying
prestige,
that
no,
that's
the
the cap. You got it.
prestige
You got it. That's the cap.
only legendary fighters hold, WBA, WBO, IBF, and the WBC titles. As a matter of fact, of the four, the WBC is the most prestigious because of those who have held it.
I know.
There
And guess
is
what?
no
Still the same.
legacy fighter. There's no legacy fighter. The reason that the reason you brought up Roy Jones is because Roy Jones is a multiple world champion and is a legend. So he gives credibility to the UBO when he holds that title. Bronco McCart is a former WBO world champion from Monroe, Michigan, and he won the UBO title. But him winning that WBO and having a career in the WBO as a WBO champion gives the UBO that credibility. It's kind of like the IBO. The IBO gets credibility because it gets unified a lot of times or gets held with the other four. That's why I said cap, because the prestige is not the same, but the material, yes, I'm with you.
Well, no, I agree. But I agree with the cap. I agree with the cap call.
So you was
I'm not
capping.
saying
You was
it's not a
definitely
huge
cap.
cap. It's not a huge cap. I'm saying it's the exact same titles. They might not be.
You're right.
They're the exact same titles. They're the exact same championship. One's just worth more because of it's the same thing as the dollar compared to the Korean dollar. It's the exact same thing. We put more value on the American dollar than it is on the Korean dollar. It's the exact same thing, though.
Well, yes, more countries accept the U.S. dollar. That's why you can't go to a lot of countries and they accept the Chinese dollar or the yen.
We put more value in it, right? We put more value.
Sure. Well, other countries accept it more. It's not that it's not a mental value. It's that more countries accept it more, right? So no, I'm with you. From a prestige standpoint, right? Yes, the UBO is on a minor level. The other title's on a major level. So, but to me,
I agree.
Amongst minors, right? The UBO holds its weight. So I'm with you, and you're still a world champion. So you're inactive now, right? Tell us about your situation, brother, because we talked a little bit about that on the back end. Tell us your situation. You have a tent, you're in college, you're a 4.0 student. So tell us a little bit about that life beyond boxing a bit. Yeah, your tabernacle. Your home.
It ain't my home. I don't have a home. It's my tabernacle.
Got you. So you got a tabernacle, right? So tell us about your tabernacle.
Check it out, y'all. Yeah. I'm more organized than half of y'all watching this. Yeah.
Clean, so that's the tabernacle. Now, so show us around, like act like we're MTV Cribs and then show us around a bit, right? So you wake up,
all right, I got that.
You know what I mean? Act like it's MTV Cribs. Hop out the tent. No, hop out the tent real quick and then hop in and then show us like where you put your coffee mug.
I got you, bro. I got you.
All that.
I read the 1560 Geneva Bible.
Yes, sir.
I read the lost books.
Got you.
This right here, this is the real Bible, minus the Dead Sea Scrolls. Not those perverted Bibles that everybody be taking out. I keep that open 24/7. My 4 pillars of fire.
Yeah.
That's my sword. Yeah. My bed.
So you got a sword. What's the sword for? What's the sword for, Noel? What do you got the sword for?
Chop down trees and bushes.
Got you. So right now, your tabernacle is positioned in the woods, or where do you have the tabernacle position?
In the woods next to next to the highway.
Now that's what you sleep on. Is that a double foam or is that a single foam?
Yeah, no, double, bro. I got a mat on
double foam right there.
Yeah, but
got you. That would have been cool if you don't have like a UBO like blanket or something. That would have been nice if they would have gave you that.
Bruh, oh my gosh. Shut up, man. I'm going to get one now.
Bruh, they should have gave you a UBO blanket like you representative.
I'm going to get one. Watch. I'm going to get one.
So is your coffee maker in there too? You got, how do you get electricity in the tabernacle?
Time out, bro. Time out.
This is really neat. And this is mobile, right? Like you can leave, you can take it with you.
Yeah.
Got you. The 2-time world champion with the 2-time for no reason. Look, my man's right here.
Look.
So
I make coffee.
So
every
this
morning.
is. So this is how you make your coffee right here.
Yeah, I'm gonna show y'all.
Now,
Introduce you.
let me ask you, with everything that you've accomplished in boxing, you're a representative for the UBO, which means that when they need you, they call you, right? So you still have ties. You still, what can you do for them, or how do you kind of stay in contact? What is it? What does that relationship look like right now with that organization?
I got the president's number. If y'all
Got
want to
you.
fight for
Okay.
a title, I can. I if you want to fight for a title on the East Coast, from one of our titles, the international title, intercontinental title, or uh, um, or the world title, then you hit me up. You got me. You got my
So
contact.
Noel, real quick, what does that look like? So a new fighter comes in. At what point can he reach out to the UBO and say, "Hey, I want to fight"? What does that pathway look like? Does he got to win the Continental? Does he got to win the International? Like, what does that look like? Can he jump
Yeah,
the line? What does that
no.
pathway look? How long would it take to get to a world title? How does it look like?
I would say because I have done the path, so I know exactly how it works. Right. I would say that if they fight for, well, for one, we had to sanction it, right? And then two, if they fight for the international, then they can move up depending on who they fought. If they fought somebody worth that's decent, I don't want to continue using tomato cans or bones, but if they fight
You
somebody
could say
decent,
subpar. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, subpar, then then they can jump up, because I did that. Instead of fighting for the intercontinental, I fought Rafael Reyes when I unified the international and the ABF USA championship. Then I skipped the intercontinental to go straight to the world championship because I fought Rafael Reyes, who was 18-11, and he just come off of, I think he just come off of 2 wins. So
got you.
that was a fight worth bumping me up, in rank, and that exactly what it did.
Okay.
It did that. So it all depends
How
on.
long
Go ahead.
how long would it take for somebody to, get in those rankings and get in contention for that world title? How many fights maybe would it take to get there? What does that look like?
It all depends, bro. It's not about how many fights it takes. It depends on who you fight. Let me pull up box
Got
rec.
you. So it's a case by
Let me
case. So it's a
let me
case.
pull
It's
up
a case by case.
no, it's not even
Did you
case by
finish?
case. It's not even case by
Okay.
case. Let me pull up box rec, so I can
Are you
tell you.
gonna? I know you was doing your coffee. You're not gonna. You're gonna show us how you make the coffee
Yeah,
though,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I got you. I ain't
Okay.
forgot about it. Just give me a second.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna pull up this
Yeah, I
dude
got you.
Ricardo Salas Rodriguez. Okay, he's number 32 in the world. You can't see that, but he's number
Right.
32 in the world out of 2,614 fighters. Right now, you have to go into that rank, into that you hit that thing, and then you see how many points that they have. It's a point system. The whole thing is math.
Got you.
So if you're number 42 and you fight number 33, that's going to shoot you up to about 17 or 15, right? That's how the point
Got you.
system works. Now, if you're fighting a guy, if you're number 43 and you're fighting a guy 55, then no, you're not gonna go up. I'm sorry, it's just not how it works.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit up Trey. I know Troy, you watching this. I'm gonna hit up Trey. Have Trey set up a sanctioning body, IBH, right? International Boxing Hub, and we're gonna get our own world title. And then I'm gonna fight for that world title. I'm gonna win it, and then I'm gonna retire.
Oh
Like, I don't know if I want to go through everything you talking about points. Hey man, look, 3 fights in, I'm contending for that world title, and I'm winning, and I'm out. I'm trying to have a
See, but
nice
look,
world title on
but
my
but the thing
trophy
is,
case, man.
the thing is that you can do that if you fight the guys with those points. Like
That's true.
if
But
you go,
I think
man,
the
let me tell you.
you got
Vasily
go ahead.
Lomachenko did that when he became pro. He didn't just
Yeah, but
fight.
bro, we talking about dudes like me and everyday people. We got family. I don't even got families. I'm talking about people are dads, uncles. They got 9 to 5s. They got they got
All right, man,
financial situations
look.
going on. So they you know what I mean. It's like yo, can we go professional? Can we get a couple fights in? Because we know, like at least I know, if I go professional, I'm not gonna make no money. Right, I'm in it for the legacy. I'm in it for the prestige. I'm trying to get strapped up, dapped up. You know what I mean? It's strap season.
Okay.
So I'm trying to go in, get a couple fights in, get a world title, and I'm out. Because this is a dangerous sport. I'm not trying to stay here, lose money, and lose my health. No, I'm good, fam. Let me get 3 fights in. That IBH belt is going to be on the line. Trey, let's get it set up. I'll pay the sanctioning fees. Trill could be the referee.
Hey, the sanctioning fee is going to look at you and be like, man, you better take that crap.
The sanctioning fee is going to get sponsored by D-Rock Clothing. Y'all make sure you head over to D-Rock and put in our discount code IBOXINGHUB24. Straight up. We're going to get D-Rock to pay the sanctioning fees.
Listen, I put a 6 ounce. Oh, I put about 5 ounces in there. Now, you hit that right here. You turn it on, and then it automatically. Huh?
You got creamer in there? You put creamer in there, or straight black?
No, I drink black coffee. Yeah.
Oh,
okay. You scared?
I gotta put a little creamer in mine. You don't put no mushroom coffee in there? You don't do no mushroom coffee?
No.
Mushroom coffee is amazing. What you mean for what? It's good for your brain.
Coffee.
Yeah,
it's good for you. It's good for your brain.
You've been in that tabernacle too long. We need you to hop out and come out here to the city. You got to jump out the tabernacle, man.
Listen, you got a 4.0 GPA
for you.
You got a 4.0 GPA?
Yeah, dude.
No, you don't.
Dude, I'm about to get a PhD. I'm about to get a PhD.
But you got a 4.0 GPA. I don't care what you got to get. You got a 4.0 GPA. Are you going to graduate? Are you going to graduate with honors? Hold on. Time out. Are you going to graduate with honors?
I'll let you know when this semester is over.
Listen, because this
I'll
right
tell you
here
that. Hey, I'll tell you what. If I get the way you're talking, if I get a 4.0, I need a world title fight, my first fight. Period. Call the UBO president up, tell him you got a young man. Tell him I want that world title fight on my first fight. 3 fights in, I'm doing a Lomachenko. Call the president up. I'm the UBO, 147-pound champ. I don't care.
You too fat, bro. You too fat.
You ain't bro. I swear I'm not. Bro, I'm 156 and I'm 14% body fat, bro. I'm going down to 10. Watch. I'm serious.
You fat.
Watch. Swear I'm not. Boy.
With this, I do it about 3 to 4 times because with coffee you're supposed to use hot water so that way it soaks the grinds up a lot better, right? So because I don't have hot water, do about 3 or 4 times. It gets. You see how darker it get. Look how. You can see it. Look how dark that is now.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, but my coffee is that Dunkin', so it's good. It tastes good.
That's amazing. Yeah. So, man, you're living a lifestyle, bro, that I just like. I can't say anybody watching this show lives this lifestyle, right? 2-time former world champion, and you live a more, I would say, free, liberal life. You have your tabernacle, you're mobile. What's keeping you busy? I know you're training people right now, right? Who like you're training a little bit. Like, what do you what's next for you?
Well, I'm still in school. I'm gonna have my associate degree because I'm starting at the bottom. I started with a certificate. Took me, I don't know, it didn't take me long to get it because I already had credits. I started at the certificate, associate is next. Then once I get the associate, when I graduate with honors, then I get a full ride to get my bachelor's and master's. by the time I get those, I'll have all those before I'm 30. Before by the time I'm 39, I'm 34 now. So I'm also working on. I'm working on. I got my own company. I got my own company's the Holy Fire Merch dot company. I'll put it in the studio chat. The Holy Fire Merch dot company. That's my company. I just created my book, my first book. That's a really good book. The Holy Fire from the City of Witches to God's Warrior.
That's
That's where
right.
we're from. Guayama. Guayama, Puerto Rico is also known as the City of Witches. Um,
Yep.
um, then, but
Okay.
in between all that, I got my company going. I got my book going. I'm gonna start working on my second book. Um, eh, I'm doing what everybody look. You know how many people thought I wouldn't get this paper right here. You know
I'm
how
sure
many
a lot.
you know how many haters. I even made up a word. It's called It's called daters. Doubting hater. A doubter plus a hater is a dater. Like
Yeah.
I created that. You know why? Because everybody. I was like, look, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it in this kind of scenario, and I'm gonna do it with honors. I'm gonna be perfect because Jesus, Yeshua, whatever you guys want to call him, said in Matthew 5, the last verse of Matthew 5 says to be ye perfect as your. This is his command. He said to be ye perfect as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. Aye, aye,
That's
Commander.
right.
Look at that.
Amen to that.
4.0 GPA,
That's right.
perfect. Okay, well, I can only do it with him. I can't do it without him. So
That's right.
I'm also my family's sword. So the only way that I'm gonna break the generational curses is by doing this right here. If you look at Abram before he was Abraham, if you look at well, you don't know oh my gosh, there's a bunch of people in this book of Jasher right here, the one that I'm reading, the book of Jasher. Ricayon, así el nombre de él. Ricayon. He did the same thing that I'm doing right now, and God blessed him with the same way Abram got blessed. The same man, I'm doing the exact same thing, and I'm following it to the exact same teeth how they did it. We're gonna see what happens. And I was like, all right, well, that's what
Got
I'm
you.
gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. See how far I get. Maybe I might get there. Maybe
Well,
I'm not.
that's amazing. Why with what you've accomplished, why can't you not be like you could be doing I guess more, right? In the boxing why are you not doing something more involved with the UBO or other sanctioning bodies, managing things like that? Like what has kind of been your biggest obstacle to be able to do that? Is that something you want to do, or do you want to you want to step away and just follow your business and focus on schooling and go a different career path with
No,
everything that boxing has given you?
I do it all, bro. Because boxing gave me a whole lot. Not it might not have given me tangible things, but it's taught me how to be disciplined. It's taught me how to be consistent. Like if you have discipline and consistency, you're gonna beat anybody with talent. It's just how it works. If you're disciplined and consistent,
Yeah.
you're going to beat anybody. Anybody that's not. If they're focused, if they are talented and they're just focused solely on their talent, you're gonna run them over. You'll run them over. Especially in this generation now, we live in a generation of soft-hearted people. Even fighters. Look at the fighters.
Yeah.
They're all soft. They're all soft. That's why I say these new fighters, they're all soft. I mean, you got one out of 1,000, but like Gervonta Davis,
Yeah.
like he's one of he's one. He's one of them. But everybody else, like, why you think he won't fight? Why you think Shakur won't fight Gervonta? Because he
I,
wants the
I
easy
I'm,
route.
I'm
He
calling
wants
cap.
the easy route.
I,
He wants the easy route.
I'm
He
calling
don't
cap.
want to
I
fight.
think
He
it's
don't
the
want to
other
fight.
way around. I believe.
bro. Seriously,
I think Gervonta does not want to fight.
I
I
know
think Gervonta does
boxing.
not want to fight Shakur.
I know
I'm
boxing,
calling Cap. After what we saw with Cepeda, Tank don't want that. He could barely handle Lamont Roach, but we're not here for that, right? I'll
bro.
bring you back at a different time. We'll have a I don't think anybody wants what Shakur is
Oh,
delivering
cap.
right now.
You're capital cap,
I
bro. Capital cap.
have absolutely not. No,
Capital
from what we
cap.
saw with
Look at
Cepeda,
him. He
from what
ugly
we
as
saw
heck,
with
bro.
Cepeda, nobody
He
wants champ.
with one
Nobody
power.
wants that fight.
Time out.
Nobody. Tank don't want
How is
that
he gonna
fight.
beat
Tank
Tank?
don't want that.
How is he gonna
We
beat
saw
Tank
what
with no power?
Roach, bro. Roach is not even
Bro,
half of what Shakur is in
he
skill
hits like
set,
my
and you
pillow.
saw what he did to Tank.
Roach
That's all
got
right,
more
champ.
knockouts than
That's
Shakur do. Look, he hits
who
harder.
he
He
fight.
hits as hard as my
Who he
pillow.
fight.
It don't matter
What
who
world
he
champions he
fight.
fight? What divisions he unify? Oh, okay. I appreciate that. Thank you.
It don't
What
matter who
divisions he
he fought.
unified? Because prior to Tank fighting him, we didn't know what the hell Roach was doing. But but Shakur been a star. Shakur has fought bigger names. He's taken titles from other fighters. Herring, Valdez. He
Who's
beat
hearing?
Cepeda. He's beat top 10 fighters consistently. So Tank doesn't do that, and Tank doesn't want a fight like that. And Tank's trainer already said we don't want to fight Shakur because we can't do. He said we can't do what we do with him. So let's keep it real. Nobody wants that fight. Devin don't want that fight. Nobody wants that fight,
Yeah, but
especially after what we
who's
saw with
Devin?
Cepeda.
Ew. Okay, all
Well,
right.
the guy that you were going to fight for 200 bands. So multiple division world champion. So let's start wrapping it up. What Noel, tell me what's the biggest problem with boxing today that you see? What would you say the biggest problem is?
The biggest problem in boxing is that it doesn't. It doesn't. It's not loyal to the fighters. That's the biggest problem.
Who's
It's
not
not
loyal? The
loyal.
promoters, the managers, the fans. Who's not
No,
loyal?
nah. Screw the fans. I don't. Screw the fans. It don't work. It's not about the fans. It's the promoters and the managers. That's all. The promoters.
Gotcha.
It's also not even that. It it's it's the commissioning. That's the problem. That's the problem. I know for a fact because I how many fights have I now put together? A lot myself. So it's about the commissioning. Like I had to
Mm.
go in front. I had to go in front of the commission and fight my case, and they still denied me. Like, bro, I just won a world title and I defended it, and
Mm.
I purposely because when I fought Jerome Conquest, I dropped him 3 times. I could have knocked him out, but I wanted to prove that I can go 12 rounds. So that I had meat. I had meat so that I can when I fought a big title, I had meat to say, look, I still won these fights with one eye.
Yeah.
With one eye, I still won these fights. I was like, there's no way that if I sign a waiver stating that if I lose my right eye, then it's not on you guys. Then I should still be allowed to fight. But no,
So
they
just
took
so
my right away from me and
so
said no.
so just so I understand, right now technically you only have one eye, right?
It's not technically. I can't see. If I
Okay.
close my right eye,
So
I can't
so
see.
so you only have one eye. That's probably why you can't see that Shakur would beat Tank in a fight. Do I have that right? Is
Hold
that
on, hold on, hold on. Let me ask. Let me
that's
ask.
probably what it is, brother. You really
Oh
can't even
yeah.
see.
All right.
Yeah,
That might be facts. You might be facts. All right.
you can't see it, brother. So I get it. That's why
Dang,
you
bro.
know
Why
saying
why you
weird
hurt,
stuff.
man? That hurt my soul, bro. Dang.
Look, man. We're gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna take you into the lightning round, cap of facts lightning round. I got 10 questions
Yeah.
back to back. As I go through, you've
You
got to
got
give
big
me the
forehead.
cap or is the
Facts.
facts. Okay.
Big
All
forehead.
right.
Facts.
First question. UBO titles are just as legit as WBC, WBA, and IBFL. Cap or facts?
Uh, cap.
Why? Okay. You could still beat Tevin Farmer in a rematch today. Cap or facts?
Facts.
Got you. Puerto Rico produces more skilled fighters than Mexico. Cap or facts?
Cap.
Stumped them on this one.
No,
Oh,
I,
I can't stand you, bro. I can't believe you said
I had to
that. I
think.
can't believe you said
Yeah,
that. That hurt my heart.
I'm Puerto
That hurt
Rican,
my
so I
heart.
know.
That hurt my
Yeah,
heart.
but
I
it's
can't
cap.
believe you said that.
It's cap. It's cap.
Okay. Tank Davis is overrated in duck and reel competition. Cap or facts?
Cap.
Definitely. Social media followers matter more than actual boxing skills nowadays. Cap or facts?
Cap.
Who put that question there, man? That's cap. Ryan Garcia's mental health issues are just publicity stunts. Cap or facts?
Cap. Or no, facts. Excuse me. Facts.
Facts. Okay, so you believe they're publicity stunts. I got you.
Yeah, he full of crap.
Crawford beats Canelo. Cap or facts?
Maybe. I give him a chance. I give him a chance. Opinion.
Facts.
Facts. Yeah.
Is it cap or facts?
Yeah.
Facts. Okay.
Yeah, facts.
Deontay Wilder would beat Usyk right now. Cap or facts?
Cap.
Cap. Okay. Comeback stories sell better than undefeated records. Cap or facts?
Facts.
Got you. Last question. Most world champions today wouldn't last 3 rounds with legends from the 90s. Cap or facts?
What? Say that again.
Most world champions today wouldn't last 3 rounds with legends from the 90s. Cap or facts?
Cap.
Cap. I got you. Okay. All right. Cool. So why don't we wrap it up? Go ahead and give us your socials, your website. Let people know where they can follow you, Noel.
Yeah, man. Daggone. Let me see what telephone. Oh well. Yeah, man. Come. You follow me at Holy Land 1313 on Instagram, and Noel the Holy Fire on Facebook. Go. Everybody go buy my book, bro. It's on the studio chat, the Holy Fire Merch.company. That like I just created it, man. Y'all, if y'all feel yourselves being pulled by this kind of prophetic walk, it's one for the lifestyle to learn, man. Out of all the things that I've done in life, man, and having to continue to prove myself to the world and to God and proving the thing, just proving everything and showing facts. Like I got facts everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't. You look me up. There's facts. There's everything that I do is facts. So just
Well, he was capping midway on some things, but we're not gonna hold that. Oh yeah, he was capping
on that forehead of yours. You're right.
Make sure you follow Noel. Give him that IG real quick, Noel. Give him that IG. I know you hot on IG.
Yeah, I already did the Holy Fire Holy Land. Excuse me, Holy Land 1313.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make
Thank
sure
you,
you
man.
follow
God,
that man. Get that
God
book
bless
that's coming
every
out.
single body.
Make sure you follow me on X, capital with Cap. Make sure you follow the show Cap or Facts, episode 1. This is episode 1. So if you're tuning in, I appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe and share the show. Noel, any last words for everybody that's watching?
Yeah, man. Like if you were in a situation like this, make sure you put God first. But as you put God first, never lose sight of yourself. It doesn't matter what anybody tells you who you think you are. If you know who you are, go out there and prove the world wrong.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all heard it from the man, 2-time world champion, Noel Echevarria. I'm your boy, Capital with Kev. Boxing's most energetic voice. Take care, y'all. Have a good one. Peace.
Yeah.
Feels good.